Good morning, friends. Namaskara. We are on the 5th September, Shikshakara Dinacharane, Teachers' Day. I wish all the teachers, young teachers, best wishes, and I invoke blessings from all elder teachers on this auspicious day. Namaskara. Ranjani Memorial Trust holds today a talk by esteemed Vice Chancellor of Shastra University, Dr. Sudha Seshayyan Madam, who has graced to our Udupi and had the darshan of Krishna also by this time. We will be starting our program with a unique Pakhavaj playing by a small child of 9th standard, 14 years old, coming all the way from Alandi. He is Chota Pandit Mukundraj Mangesh Kadam. I repeat, he is Chota Pandit Mukundraj Mangesh Kadam. He is a disciple and son of spiritual corporate speaker, kirtankar, and Pakhavaj player, Pakhavaj maestro, in fact, Pandit Mangesh Maharaj Kadam, who has graced the front line here. Namaskar to you. He is from Alandi, Devachi, Pune, Maharashtra. Mukundraj learns Pakhavaj from his father and learns Mridangam from Mridangam maestro from Mumbai, Sri Shankar Narayanan sir, under the Shankar Narayanan Academy of Music. I happened to meet this boy in Mumbai very recently, and we had also invited that Shankar Narayanan troupe last year on the same stage, where he was sitting near that lighting lamp, who attracted the attention of all the public here very much. And by coincidence, I could see this boy there playing Pakhavaj so beautifully there. And I said, we have to come to Udupi. And we are going to give you Ranjani Memorial Trust encouragement, some financial help for this boy, who is really a very talented one. He has performed in Nita Mukesh Ambani's Cultural Center, Mumbai, thrice. He has performed in Tender Roots and Banyan Tree of Mahesh Babu. He is widely in Maharashtra, going for bhajan kirtana all over Maharashtra, and he is a solo Pakhavaj player too. I, on behalf of all the elders here, bless him very much, and I invite the spiritual corporate speaker, kirtankar and Pakhavaj maestro, Pandit Mangesh Maharaj Kadam, onto the dais for a moment and be here for fun. 1 minute, please. He is from Sant Jnaneshwar's place and from Tukaram's place, and he is one among the 20,000 Pakawaj players in Alandi. He is running a Gurukula in Alandi with 38 students only in his house. Namaskar to you. I will arrange a small talk in my house tomorrow morning. Those who are interested can come and join me in my residence for 1 hour or so, perhaps at 8 o'clock. Namaskar. The stage is for yours. You can play for 15 minutes. Okay? Right. Power on. Bluetooth mode.
नमस्ते, मेरा नाम मुकुंदराज मंगेश कदम है। मैं पखवाज पे आदिताल बजाने वाला हूँ। मैं पखवाज अपने पिताजी के पास सीखता हूँ और मृदंगम मुंबई आचार्य रत्न श्री शंकर नारायण सर के पास। हेब्बार सर की वजह से मुझे यहाँ परफॉर्म करने को मिला, इसलिए उनको मेरा कोटि कोटि नमन। आदिताल में पहले धागेतिट विस्तार, धुमकिट लयकारी और उसका विस्तार, फिर गणेश स्तुति, हनुमान स्तुति, पंचदेव स्तुति और दुर्गा स्तुति से समाप्त कर दो। गणेशस्तुती. जयति जयति जय जय गणाधिपती एकदंत लंबोदर गण विघ्न विनाशक सर्व सुखदायक रिद्धी सिद्धी केदा त्रिविघ्न प्रणाम धा 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 प्रणाम धा. जयति जयति जय जय गणाधिपती एकदंत लंबोदर गणपती विघ्न विनाशक सर्व सुखदाय रिद्धी सिद्धी केदाता त्रिविघ्न प्रणाम धा 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 प्रणाम धा. जयति जयति जय जय गणाधिपती एकदंत लंबोदर गणपती विघ्न विनाश सर्व सुखदायक रिद्धी सिद्धी केदाता त्रिविघ्न प्रणाम धा 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 प्रणाम धा. हनुमान स्तुती. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन दानट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन नट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन दानट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन दानट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन दानट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. दकिट दकिट दिट दिरकिट दिकिट वज्र कर शोभित तगेन तगेन मारुति सुतगोद दिट दिट तगेन तगेन नट्लो मलंक फूग पवन सुत हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय हनुमान की जय. पंचदेव स्तुती. दुर्गा स्तुति. जय मा जय मा जय जय कथ गदी किट कथ गदी किट दिरि किट की किट दगन नगी किट कथ किट तक किट तक किट तक नदी किट तक न कथ गदी कन दादिन दादादिन ता जगत जनी जगदंबा माता दिरि दिरि तक किट कथ किट तक चामुंडा श्री दुर्गा मात जय जय भवानी भवानी वा तक तिंग तक तिंग तक तिंग धा तक तिंग तक तिंग तक तिंग धा तक तिंग तक तिंग तक तिंग धा कथ गदी किट दिरि किट की किट दगन नगी किट कथ किट तक किट तक किट तक नदी किट तक न कथ गदी कन दादिन दादादिन ता जगत जनी जगदंबा माता दिरि दिरि तक किट कथ किट तक चामुंडा श्री दुर्गा मा जय जय भवानी भवानी वा तक तिंग धा तक तिंग धा तक तिंग तक तिंग धा तक तिंग तक तिंग धा कथ गदी किट दिरि किट की किट दगन नगी किट कथ किट तक नदी किट तक न कथ गदी कन दादिन ता जगत जनी जगदंबा मा दिरि दिरि तक किट कथ किट तक चामुंडा श्री दुर्गा मा जय जय भवानी भवानी वा तक तिंग धा तक तिंग धा तक तिंग धा तक तिंग तक तिंग धा. धन्यवाद.
God bless you, Pandit Mukund Raj, for your very pleasant beginning of the day. Pakabaj playing and invoking the blessings of all gods and goddesses. Thank you very much. He will be here till 8th, even on the satsang day he will be participating here, and he will be getting that scholarship through our Guruji on that day. God bless you. Thank you very much. Today is a special day for me that I have an esteemed scholar in front of us who will be addressing us today to talk about Tyagaraja and Valmiki, and she is none other than the Vice Chancellor of Shastra University, Dr. Sudha Seshayyan. Thank you, Madam, for having grace for today's small gathering. I invite my esteemed friend, Sri R.K. Ramakrishnan sir, to go over to the dais to speak a few words, Madam, please. To speak a few words about, introducing words about Dr. Sudha Seshayyan, Madam. I was very much facilitated by Sri Ramakrishnan sir, and through him I could contact Madam, and he immensely helped me in this regard. R.K. Ramakrishnan is not an unknown person to the audience here. He is the proponent of Carnatic music in Madras, in Luz, in R.K. Convention Center, under the banner Maduradhwani. He is my esteemed friend who often comes to me casually, not with any agenda, but with love. I too go to him and exchange that love because he has showered that to me as well as all the upcoming talented artists wherever he spots it out. He is a man with a difference to recognize the talents unlike others. He goes for quality. For 365 days perhaps. He does work at 72, 71 he is running now. But he is tireless. It is really fortunate that we are having him here to introduce our esteemed guest. Sir, will you please go over here to speak a few words, to introduce Madam. And then only Madam, please come here.
We'll stand here only?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
On behalf of all, I present a flower.
Thank you. Namaskara and very good morning to all of you. It's a very pleasant duty that I will be doing shortly. Thank you, Dr. Arvind Hebbar. Actually, I know him only for last 6 to 7 years, but I feel I know him for decades now. That is how our bondage is. There is so much talk about him only. He has done so much. I am a big organizer in Madras. Almost anybody and everybody will come and sing there. But that is a very easy work for me because all of them are based in Madras. But conducting a festival like this here with so many important people is a very difficult task. I don't think I would have done, I would have miserably failed. But you are doing it so very nicely. Kudos to you for that and to your team. Well, coming back to this, actually today we are very fortunate to have Dr. Sudha Seshayyan with us today. Two things I want to mention. One is she agreed to give this talk maybe about 3-4 months back. In February, my 70th birthday, what we call as Bemarat Santi, took place at Madras, for which all these people had come. She delivered a very special talk, very enlightening, very meaningful talk that was. And Dr. Hebbar was totally taken aback, and he said, somehow I want Madam to come to our Ranjani Memorial Trust. A scholar like her, I had a lot of hesitation, but because of my proximity, I took the liberty of asking her. With no second thoughts, she agreed to come with us. She is here today with us. After accepting it, I just came to know yesterday. Today should have been with the President of India at Delhi, because she is in the committee of selecting the teachers who get the awards. She has got the special invitation to be at Delhi with President Murmu. But he said, I have committed and I will come here. That is what she said. And again, she was really not well. She had cancelled all her programs yesterday also. But without saying any excuses, we came to the airport. We are here. Now she is ready to go to give a talk. Thank you for doing all this. So it's my duty to give a small introduction to this gathering, whatever I know. In Madras, she doesn't require nobody introduce her, because she is so very famous. They goes to the stage and start talking. That is what happens to her, please. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Sudha Seshayyan to this esteemed gathering. She is an accomplished administrator, educator, spiritual scholar, orator, and expert in Sanskrit, English, and Tamil languages. She is an author, quizmaster, and a media personality with over 35 years of experience. She obtained her bachelor's degree and master's degree from the renowned Madras Medical College, and had a successful career both as a teacher and a doctor at MMC. Additionally, she has completed studies in hospital management, Indian philosophy, and Vaishnavism. She served as the Vice Chancellor of MGR Medical College for 2 terms. Though she was persuaded to continue, she gave up that just to focus on her passion for spirituality and promoting the Indian values. Dr. Sudha Seshayyan has been recognized for her contributions in medical sciences to various magazines, and was awarded a fellowship by the Royal College of Surgeons, Edinburgh, in 2021. She was also the first woman to deliver a convocational address there. Her spiritual discourses, both in Tamil and English, have gained a wide acclaim, particularly her sessions on Lalita Sahasranamam and Vishnu Sahasranamam each ran for about 80 sessions. With numerous awards and accolades from medical field and other organizations, she has showcased her versatile talents throughout her career. Her humble upbringing, with both her parents being doctors, has instilled in her a sense of simplicity from an early age. This simplicity has been evident in her public speaking engagements, which have been well received and noted by chief ministers like MGR, Madam Jayalalitha, Kalaignar Karunanidhi, and the current chief ministers too. She has been one of the most sought after master of ceremonies to all the government programs. She is also a historian and has wealth of knowledge about most of our temples. To tell a small thing, this morning we went to our Udupi Krishna temple and obviously went around. Then when we went near the Ananteshwar temple, then she told me, I have a written book on Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya was born because his parents had over here, they came and prayed, and that is how Madhva was born. Not only that, this Udupa, the Chandra who prayed in this temple, got the name of Udupa, and that's why this place is also called Udupi. I think she will put it in a better way. This is what I learned from her. She has also been a preferred master of ceremonies for central government programs. In one such recent event, when the Sengol was brought back from the Nehru Museum, Allahabad, and installed at Central Parliament House, Dr. Sudha Seshayyan was entrusted with the responsibility of accompanying the local mutts from Tamil Nadu, conducting the proceedings in Parliament very successfully. As I mentioned, after hearing her talk recently, Hebbar wanted her to be here. On a personal note, I have greatly benefited from my association and have been conducting a series of talks at my place, Madhuradwani. Last month, we commenced a new series on Mahabharatam. Every month, we have 3 sessions. This will be September will be the second month. It will go for years. When the topic for today's program came up for consideration, we unanimously decided Saint Tyagaraja and Maharishi Valmiki. As we were thinking of choosing the suitable songs for this occasion, which I also mentioned to her, she sent a list of 15 songs that could be used for singing today. I was truly amazed by her knowledge of Tyagaraja Kritis. We are all in music, but she just like that gave so many songs. I am very sad. As we look forward to Dr. Sudha Seshayyan's talk today, we eagerly await her insights on Saint Tyagaraja and Maharishi Valmiki. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sudha Seshayyan to the stage for what promises to be an enlightening session. Thank you. At present, she is the director of Shastra University. Yes, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Madam, after listening to R.K. Ramakrishnan, I am humbled today whether I could get Madam to Udupi, who is accustomed to see a very big audience and very few countable heads today. I remember Art of Living Sri Ravi Shankar Guruji, when he started his Art of Living in Shivamogga, there were only a few people with him. Now crores and crores are behind him. The same thing would happen if I dream it properly. Namaste. Welcome to Madam Sudha Seshayyan for Ranjani Memorial Trust, and please talk. We will listen to your lecture on Tyagaraja and Valmiki. She will be accompanied for vocal support by Archana and Samanvi, who need no introduction here. So, namaste. Madam, please.
Thank you. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. My very sincere pranams to Shri Hebbar ji, to Shri RK, and to all the elders here. I'm really a little embarrassed, and I only sincerely hope I live up to all your expectations. When Shri R.K. ji told me about Ranjani festival and requested me to be here, I was a kind of elated to be at Udupi. Udupi is in some ways dear to my heart. I'm not saying this plainly because I'm here today. My father happened to live in Manipal for a few months when I was a school student. So I have fond memories of being with him here and going to the temple every day. And somehow, as Providence would have it, we have Dr. Acharya also here this morning. And Dr. Acharya happens to be the classmate of my mother. So in a way, it is some kind of homecoming for me, and thank you very much for that wonderful experience. Today being the Thiruvonam day, vividly celebrated as Onam, I think small, anything that is small is great and big too. Thiruvonam day was the day or the time when a small Vamana proved what small would be. So nothing is small, and I deem it a great pleasure to be here for this enriching learning experience. Today we are supposed to be thinking on the greatness and similarities of Saint Tyagaraja and Valmiki. As we all know, Valmiki is generally hailed the Adi Kavi, for he was the one who composed the Adi Kavya or Ramayana. But for all of us, Ramayana would mean many things. And though we all tend to think of Rama as the one who mastered several arts by the strokes of Valmiki, Rama would also be so much dear to each one of our hearts in our own ways. If I ask you a question as to how many Ramayanas are there on earth, I'm sure each one of you would come out with different answers. And believe me, we will never be able to get one single complete answer. There are any number of Ramayanas on the earth. Several thousands of hundreds of Ramayana versions. Almost all of them based on Adi Kavi, that is Valmiki, but having their own unique variations, their own unique interpretations and innovations. Tyagaraja was one such devotee of Rama who had his own innovative touch of presenting the life of Rama and Sita. probably today we'll not be in a position to draw to a close to the comparison or to the discussion for the simple reason we have two large oceans with us. One ocean is Tyagaraja, the other ocean is Valmiki. And I'm no sage Ahastya to kind of restrict an ocean into a small little pot. Coming to the number of versions that Ramayana has been expanded into, I would just like to remind you of one little fact, that there are Ramayanas in every tradition of worship of the world. Ramayanas are in Jain tradition. Now Karnataka is one state which has the maximal number of Jain Ramayanas, at least 30 to 40 Jain Ramayanas, starting with the Paumacharyu of Vimalasuri. There are Buddhist Ramayanas, there are Islamic Ramayanas in the Southeast Asian countries, and there is a Ramayana in Japan too. All these Ramayanas flourish with their innovations. So friends, please remember, innovations are an integral part of Ramayana, and it is the same reason that we cherish Tyagaya's kritis. In fact, I am reminded of a Upanyasaka in Tamil Nadu. We recently celebrated his 106th birth anniversary. Some of you might have heard of him. He was Brahmashri T.S. Balakrishna Sastrikal. And he popularized what is called the Tyagaraja Ramayana. During his time, there were complainants from, the other set of Upanyasakas. They went all the way to the Kanchi seer, the seer of the Kanchi Mutt, and told the seer, this man is creating something. Tyagaraja never composed a Ramayana, but this man is creating a new trend and he is calling it Tyagaraja Ramayana. After much deliberations, the seer said, he is very right. He is perfect in calling it Tyagaraja Ramayana, because the kritis of Tyagaraja, if you try and summarize and collectively put them all together in one order, you will get a new Ramayana emerging. So that is what we are up to today. Not compare, but then think of all those embellishing strokes which both Valmiki and Tyagaraja have given to the Rama story. And I'm thankful to my two younger sisters this morning. And I would like them to start with the first kriti, after which we'll delve into the discussion.
ఎవరి తీతివో ఎవరి కై అవతారమే తీతివో ఇప్పుడైన తెలుపవయ్యా రామయ్య రామ ఎవరి కై అవతారమే తీతివో ఇప్పుడైన తెలుపవయ్యా రామయ్య రామ ఎవరి కై అవతారమే తీతివో అవనికి రమ్మని పిలచిన మహారాజు అవనికి రమ్మని పిలచిన మహారాజు అవనికి రమ్మని పిలచిన మహారాజు ఎవడో ఎవడో మహారాజు ఎవడో రామని పిలచిన మహారాజు ఎవడో అవనికి రమ్మని పిలచిన మహారాజు ఎవడో వానికి మ్రోకేద రామ ఎవరి కై అవతారమే తీతివో ఇప్పుడైన తెలుపవయ్యా వేదవర్ణనీయమౌనామముతో విధి రుద్రులకు మేల్మియగు రూపముతో వేదవర్ణనీయమౌనామముతో విధి రుద్రులకు మేల్మియగు రూపముతో మోద సదనమగు పటు చరితముతో మోద సదనమగు పటు చరితముతో మునిరాజవేషియో 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 త్యాగరాజను ఎవరి కై అవతారమే తీతివో ఇప్పుడైన తెలుపవయ్యా
Thank you. That's a very pertinent question that Tyagaraja asks. ఎవరికై అవతారం ఎత్తిదివో ఇప్పుడైన తెలుపవయ్యా. For what sake or for whose sake did you take this avatara? At least now you tell me. You know the reason that he asks. He says, whoever was responsible for making you take this avatara, let me kind of go and show my pranams to him. Avaniki rammani pilichina maharaju evado vaniki mokkenu Rama. Whoever called you to this earth, please tell me for whose sake you came. Now this is almost a kind of the sentiment that Tyagaraja captured from the life of Valmiki. We all know something about the life of Valmiki. Valmiki was supposed to have been a hunter by name Ratnakara, subsequently channelized into the path of Rama worship. He could not even utter the name Rama. And Narada gave him a different mantra. He said, if you cannot utter Rama, you just keep saying Mara. And continuously as you chant Mara, Mara becomes Rama. Mara, 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 it becomes Rama. And as Valmiki was getting into that maturity, one day on the banks of the river Tamasa, he saw a hunter who took aim on one of the two birds, a bird pair, a crauncha bird pair, and he hit one of them. He hit the he-bird or the male bird. Without even thinking as to where he was and what he was doing, Valmiki came up with a lovely shloka. Today, all of us use the word shloka to refer to a verse from any mantra. But then how did this word shloka come? Sanskrit scholars give a particular reason for the word shloka. They say, shoka arthasya pravruto me shloka bhavatu. Meaning, it was Valmiki's shoka, Valmiki's sorrow, that gave rise to the first poem of the world, of the earth. That is supposed to be the first poem. So the first poem emerged from shoka, and hence it came to be called shloka. And in that shlokam, Valmiki says, Ma nishadaha pratishtam tvam agamaha shashvataha samaha yat krauncha mitunam ekam avadi kama mohinam. Freely translated, this will mean, O you hunter, you will not go up in your glory. You will not lead a glorious life. You will just remain what you are, or maybe you will go down, because you saw two birds there, Krauncha Mithunam, and looking at the two birds, you hit one of them, and since you have done that kind of an atrocious act, you will not go up. But then, what appears to be a curse on the hunter, if you look at it from the other side, is also a shloka which will give the summary of the entire Ramakatha. You look at it this way. Ma nishadaha pratishtam. Ma is the term for Mahalakshmi. And Nishada, she lives on your chest. Oh my dear Rama, Mahalakshmi lives on your chest. And because of that, you will have that glory. That Ma being removed away, now it becomes Shashvataha Samaha Agamaha Pratishtam Tvam. You will remain there on that glory, primarily because you have killed one of the two birds. The two birds were Krauncha Mithunam, and you have killed one of them, Ekam Avadim. You have killed one of them, and that one was completely immersed in lust, Kama Mohitam. Meaning here, Rama, you have killed Ravana, who was caught in lust. Mandodari and Ravana were there together, and you have killed Ravana, and because that you have slayed Ravana, your glory will remain there. So it is a kind of a verse that on a superficial plane appears to be a kind of a curse on a hunter, but then a verse which summarizes the entire essence of Ramayana, or the entire essence of how human life should be on earth. And it is the same sentiment that Tyagaraja asks here. He says, for what sake did you take an avatar? Everike avataram ettidivo? For what purpose did you take an avatar? And then in the Charana, he uses a very special prayoga. Muniraja Veshiyau. You know, the Charana talks about your nama, Veda Varnaniyamo Namamu. Your nama cannot even be described by the Vedas. Vidhi Rudralaku Melmiyaku Rupamu. Your appearance is much, much superior to Brahma and Rudran, which is Shiva. And your Charitam is something that cannot be described at all. But then, with all that, you are in the Vesham of a Muniraja. This is exactly the same word that Rama pronounces to Kaikeyi in the Valmiki Ramayana. You know, when Kaikeyi says, Rama, you'll have to leave for the forest. And she is a little disturbed because Rama is standing there and talking. So she feels probably he'll delay. He might not immediately move to the forest. So she says, Rama, you'll have to start. To which Rama replies, Na aham artaparo devi, lokam avastum utsahe, viddhi maam rishibhistulyam dharmam astitam kevalam. I will remain, equivalent to a rishi. Don't think that I want the prosperity and the wealth of the land. Na aham artaparo. I am not here for the artham. And I am here on this earth only to be like a rishi. Viddhi maam rishibhistulyam. That rishibhistulyam has been captured by Tyagaya to say Muniraja Vesham. So we find almost a similar tagline, and the tagline becomes much more important when we realize, though Valmiki composed the story of Rama, it was Tyagaraja who lived through the story, who lived through the experience, who lived in the proximity of Rama, Sita, and Rama's brothers. Let's move to the next song and let's see what Tyagaraja has in store for us.
ನರವರು ఎవరని నిర్ణయించిరా శివుడను 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 మాధవుడను శివుడను మాధవుడను పరమ శివుడను మాధవుడను పరమ శివుడను మాధవుడను పరమ శివుడను మాధవుడను కమలా భవుడను కమలా భవుడను కమలా భవుడను పరబ్రహ్మనో నిన్నెవరని నిర్ణయించిరా శివమంత్రమునకు మా జీవము శివమంత్రమునకు మా జీవము మాధవమంత్రమునకు రాజీవము మాధవమంత్రమునకు రాజీవము ఈ వివరము తెలిసిన ఘనులకు మ్రొక్కెద వివరము తెలిసిన ఘనులకు మ్రొక్కెద వివరము తెలిసిన ఘనులకు మ్రొక్కెద వివరము తెలిసిన ఘనులకు మ్రొక్కెద వితరణ గుణ త్యాగ రాజ వినూత నిన్నెవరని నిర్ణయించిరా నేట్ల రాధించిరిరా నరవరు ఎవరని నిర్ణయించిరిరా
Thank you. See how the Ramayana is progressing. The child is born, and what do we do when the child is born? The first thing is to name the child. Now Tyagaya has an exclamation. He says, somebody has called this child by a very lovely name and a very unique name. So he says, "Ee vivaramu telisina ganuluku mrokkede." Now somebody who knew the intricacy of this name, I bow down to that person who knew the intricacy of the name Rama. Valmiki says, Guru Vasishta called the child Rama primarily because he knew the child would give joy and happiness to everyone's heart. He will give Ramya to the heart, so he was called Rama. But then Tyagaya now finds out another significance to this name. He says, Shiva mantramunaku ma jivamu, Madhava mantramunaku ra jivamu. Now Shiva mantra, what is Shiva mantra? Namah Shivaya. Now if you remove the syllable ma from Namah Shivaya, it becomes na Shivaya, na Shivaya. You know, the entire life is lost from that mantra. And what is Madhava mantram? It is Narayanaya. And to this mantram, the Jivan or the soul is Ra, Narayanaya. If you take away Ra there, it becomes Nayanaya, which again has lost its auspiciousness. So he says, Shiva mantramunaku ma jivamu, Madhava mantramunaku ra jivamu, and somebody had known the beauty, and that is why that somebody had joined the two, Ra and Ma, and making it the name of Rama. Ee vivaramu telisina ganuluku. Whoever knew this nuance, I would want to bow down to that person. And what do people think of you, Rama? Everani nirnayam chinirira. They've thought of you as what? Ninna yetla aradinchira. How have they prayed? How have they worshipped you? Shivudano, Madhavudano, Kamala Baudano, Parabrahmamano. They've thought of you as Shiva, they've thought of you as Madhava, they've thought of you as Brahma, or beyond all these three murtis as Parabrahmam. But I would like to bow to that person who has given you this wonderful name. And we can relate, it was this name, Rama, 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 that created the ambience for the entire Ramakatha to be narrated to the world itself. So it is the importance of that Ramanama, which is also generally called the Taraka Nama, because it's supposed to be that boat that would lift us, take us away from the Bhavasagara. Tyagaya is not satisfied with uttering the Nama once or twice. There is one Kriti where he keeps on uttering the Nama in different ways. Rama, Kodanda Rama, Rama, Kalyana Rama. The Kriti in Bhairavi, which does not have an Anupallavi but has a lot of Samashti Charanas, he goes on to say, Rama, Sitapati Rama, Nive Gati. Rama, Sitapati, Nive Gati. My only refuge is yourself. Rama, Nidu Mrukkidi. Rama, Niche Jikkiti. I bow down to you. I pray to you. Nidu Mrukkidi. But then, I want to be caught in your hand. Niche Jikkiti. Rama, nee kevaru jotu. Rama, who's to be compared with you? You don't have an equivalent companion. You cannot, there can be nobody who can be kept on par with you. Rama, nee kevaru jotu. Rama, kri kanta chutu. You just look at me from the side of your eyes. Rama, nethu neevadu. Rama, nato matadu. Rama, please talk to me. It is enough if you just talk to me once. Rama, nethu neevadu. For me, you are enough. But talk to me once. Rama namame melu. ರಾಮ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಚಾಲು. ರಾಮ నీవు నన్నేలు రామ రాయటే చాలు. ఫర్ మీ రామనామ ఇస్ ఇనఫ్. రామనామమే మేలు, రామ చింతనే చాలు. రామ నీకొక మాట, రామ నాకొక మూట. మూట is a huge bag, gunny bag. So he says, for you it's only one word, నీకు ఒక మాట. But then just tell me one word. I will carry it as though I'm carrying a big gunny bag, because that one word gives me everything. Rama nee koka maata, Rama na koka moota, Rama nee paate paata. Your song is the song. If I hail your song, Rama nee paate paata. But then comes the next statement, Rama nee baate baata. Rama nee paate paata. Your song is the song and your path is the path. And that is what is Rama Ayana. We call it Ramayanam. Now if we go back and try and search, it doesn't appear that Valmiki ever called this epic or work as Ramayana. There seems to be a statement by Valmiki in one of his shlokas that this epic talks about Sita's greatness. He says Sitaya Charitam. And then in another place he says Paulastya Vadam, meaning this was the killing of Paulastya, the grandson of sage Pulastya, and that was Ravana. So whether Valmiki called this epic Ramayana is questionable. After Valmiki came Kalidasa, and Kalidasa also talks about the entire Raghukula and not about only one Rama. And then came the Tamil poet Kambar, who has composed the Ramayana, very famously called the Kamba Ramayana. But even Kambar did not call it the Ramayana, he called it the Rama Avatara. And then came Tulsi, and Tulsi has called it only Ramacharita Manas. Now who called this Ramayana? Who called this epic Ramayana? If we go and try and trace, what we can understand is the people wanted it to be called the Ramayana. The people wanted it Ramayana because Rama Ayana is the path for all of us to tread and get a good life, lead a good life. And then Tyagaya says, Rama nee paate paata, Rama nee baate baata. And that for Rama Nama. Can we move to the next?
Jo jo Rama, jo jo Rama, Ananda Ghana 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 jo jo Rama, jo jo Dasharatha Bala Rama, jo jo Bhujalola Rama, jo jo Dasharatha Bala Rama, jo jo Bhujalola Rama, jo jo Rama, Ananda Ghana jo jo Rama, jo jo Raghukul Tilaka Rama, jo jo Kutil Taralaka Rama, jo jo Raghukul Tilaka Rama, jo jo Kutil Taralaka Rama, jo jo Rama, जो जो निर्गुण रूप राम जो जो सुगुण कलाप राम जो जो रवि शशि नयन राम जो जो फणि शयन राम जो जो मृदुतर भाष राम जो जो मंजुल वेश राम जो जो त्यागराजाचित राम जो जो भक्त समाज राम जो जो राम आनंद घन जो जो राम आनंद घन जो जो राम.
Thank you. That's not only kind of putting Rama to sleep, but then it's so comforting that we also feel like sleeping along with Rama. Now, this is something unique. Somehow, all of us have some kind of partiality towards Krishna. And where does Krishna come here? Now think of Rama and Krishna. Any child doing a mischief, we always, kind of relate it to Krishna. Not many poets, not many mahats, not many scholars of this land have thought of Rama as a small child. For many of us, Rama is someone who would just keep quiet, listen to whatever being told. If the mother says sit down, he'll sit. If the mother says stand up, he'll stand. And he'll never violate any of those commands. So almost everyone has failed to look at Rama as a small child. And Valmiki definitely does not sing any lullaby for Rama. On the contrary, probably Valmiki presents a situation where sage Viswamitra sings a Suprabhatam. The first Suprabhatam that came up was Vishwamitra's Suprabhatam, and he only started on the banks of Sarayu when he was taking these two boys. He only started Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Punya Pravartate. It was he who started the Suprabhatam cult. But then nobody cared about that little Rama. Nobody bothered about that mischievous child that would have been inside Rama. There are very few of them who have thought of Rama and thought of singing a lullaby to Rama. One of them, probably earlier to Tyagaraja, was one of the Alvar saints of the Tamil land. And the Alvar sang, Mannu pugal kosalai than manivayiru vaithavane, Yennudaya innamude ragavane thalelu. Chitrannai solketta Sri Rama thalelu. And that was Kulasekara Alvar. And much later, a saint by name Arunagirinathar, who sang a lot of hymns on Lord Muruga, he kind of sang a few lines here and there saying, oh there, that little Rama. And Kausalya would call him, come Rama, endaye varuga, mamagane varuga. Barring these 2-3 people, nobody else had bothered about little Rama. And here was Tyagaya trying to sing a lullaby to him. And see what all he says. Jojo Dasharatha Bala Rama, your Dasharatha's son. Jojo Bhuja Lola Rama. Bhuja is the one born to the Bhumi, born to the Bhudevi. And your Sita's husband, Jojo Bhuja Lola Rama, Jojo Raghukula Tilaka Rama, Kutila Taralaka Rama. And that is that, small little curl which is there on the forehead. So Kutila Taralaka. Alaka is that, the front lock, that small little lock of hair that curls. So he says, Jojo Kutila Taralaka Rama. Jojo Nirguna Rupa Rama, Suguna Kalapa Rama, Ravi Shashi Nayana Rama. You have two eyes, and one is the sun and one is the moon. Ravi Shashi Nayana Rama, Jojo Panivara Shayana Rama. And it goes on. Mridutarabhasha Rama, Manjulavesha Rama. But then he is again not satisfied. In another kriti, he goes to say something which is, very amusing at the first stroke for people like us. He says, come on, Rama, sleep now. Why should you sleep? Sleep now. You know why? You have to grow well. Because Sita is waiting for you, so you sleep now. Sita is waiting with what? She is waiting with a fan made of gold. Janaka Rajinda Putti Janaki Chetta Patti Kanakamau Surati. Surati is the fan. Kanakamau Surati Patti Kachinadi Pavvalinchu Sri Rama 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 Abdi Soma. So how he kind of relates. He says, Sita is waiting for you. Now please sleep now. Only then you can grow. See how the mother thinks. He places himself in the position of Kausalya, and the mother probably thinks, come on Rama, you have to grow well. And that's normally the sentiment that any mother has. You sleep well so that you grow well. So now he says, please sleep now. Only then you can have that fan from Sita, and with that fan she will fan you. So now you sleep so that you can enjoy that later. So what kind of affection and relationship that Tyagaya has kind of developed with Rama. And in fact there are a few more lullaby songs, but for paucity of time we may not go through all the songs. But it is that we need to understand that Tyagaya was making Rama sleep on that soft bed made of his sentiments and feelings. When a child sleeps, you feel the bed should be soft. Sometimes when the mother makes the child sleep on the shoulder, on her shoulders, if the shoulders are a little bony, then the child may not find it to be very comfortable. And if the wood or the cradle is not made well, even then the child may not find it very comfortable. But then here is Tyagaya, who didn't want the child to suffer, so he kind of put the child in the cradle which is there in his heart, and the sentiments making a lovely soft bed for the child. And then he says, Pavvalinchu Rama, Pavvalinchu. And that Pavvalinchu has all the affection that a mother would have for her child. We'll go to the next.
Pavanaja Stuti Patra Pavana Charitra Pavanaja Stuti Patra Pavana Charitra Pavanaja Stuti Patra Pavana Charitra Ravi Somavara Netra Ramaniya Gatra Ravi Somavara Netra Ramaniya Gatra Sita कल्याण वैभोग में भक्तजन परिपाल भरित शरजाल भुक्ति मुक्ति दलील भूदेव पाल सीता कल्याण वैभोग में राम कल्याण वैभोग में निगम गम विहार निरुपम शरीर नगद राघविदार नतलोकधार परमेशनुत गीत भवजलधि पोता तरणि कुल संजात त्यागराजनुत सीता कल्याण वैभोग में राम कल्याण वैभोग में वैभोग में वैभोग में
The boy has grown, and so it's time for his wedding now. But then this was not a normal wedding. He had to kind of prove his mettle. Valmiki does not directly say that Rama had to prove his mettle, but then he kind of creates a situation where Rama will have to string the Shivadanush. And when Rama walks to take the Shivadanush, something happens, which probably only Tyagaya had seen. But before that, let's go one step earlier. You know, sometimes you have the technique of a flashback in movies, so maybe in this drama also we need to step a little backwards and see what happens. Tyagaya has a question to ask. He kind of questions Rama. How handsome you are. How beautiful you are. And I'm wondering if I cannot have the eyes of sage Vishwamitra. Why Tyagaya wants the eyes of Vishwamitra? He says it was Vishwamitra who would have seen those locks moving this way and that way. Alaka allalalataka kani aranmuni etu pongano. Now, alaka is, as we had seen, that lock of hair which is there on the forehead. So he says, alaka lallalalataka. Now, how it would have moved this way and that way? You know when? Cheluvu meerakanu marichunina mada manasavela. You know what did you do? You kind of put down, subdued the mother of Maricha. Marichanuni madama anachavela. When you put it down without violating the orders of Vishwamitra, because Vishwamitra only told you, come on, kill Tadaka and come on, do something to the sons of Tadaka. At that time, without violating his orders, when you killed Subahu and when your arrow kind of chased Maricha and subdued his ahankara, and how beautiful at that time your locks would have moved this way and that way, and what great fortune that sage Vishwamitra had. he was able to look at that, but I am not able to look at that now. And he uses the same alaka movement when it comes to the wedding. That is where he kind of, continues on the same string. In the same song, though normally this kriti is sung with only one charanam or probably two charanams, you find that there is another line there. So it goes to say, Vishwamitra looked at Rama like that. Muni kanu saiga telisi Sivadanuvunu viriche samaya Muna Tyagaraja Vinutuni Momuna Ranchilu Alagalalalatakagani. So he says, that lovely face. Muni Kanu Saiga Telisi. Muni was giving you some kind of a sign language. He was telling you by sign language. It's really surprising because Valmiki does not describe that Vishwamitra gave any kind of sign language to Rama. It is only that Vishwamitra was sitting there. Vishwamitra was probably not at all bothered. But then, taking cue from the way the conversation between Vishwamitra and Shadananda and Janaka went, Rama walked up. But then here, the Tamil poet Kambar creates another situation. He kind of innovates that Rama and Sita happen to meet a little earlier because that is by the Sangam literary culture, Sangam literary tradition that the man and the woman will have to meet before they get married. So he creates a situation where Sita is there standing at the balcony and then Rama walking there, and it so happens that casually he looks up and she also looks down, but Vishwamitra does not even know of all this. The whole thing happens in fractions of a second, and Vishwamitra does not know anything because when he really, happens to see Sita, he says, Vishwamitra goes to say like this, Nachudai vadikkan malar nanga ivalendral ichilai kidakka malayedayum irano. Meaning, if so beautiful is Sita, then my Seshya would not have broken that bow alone. He would have really broken the 7 hills also. Which only goes to say Vishwamitra had not seen Sita at that point of time. But then there is one statement there which says, Vishwamitra turned round and looked at Rama. Tyagaya had probably picked it up from the Kambaramayana, where he goes on to say, Muni kanu saiga telisi. Knowing what sign was being given to you by Vishwamitra, Rama walked up. Shiva Danuvunu Virache Samaya. At that time, when the bow was being broken, what would have happened to those logs? Those logs would have moved this way and that way. Allalatakakani. How beautiful it would have been. So even that small little movement, and when the marriage was taking place, everyone was enamored by the beauty of Rama. Not only the beauty of Sita, but also the beauty, handsomeness of Rama. Why do I specifically say Rama? Because the wedding took place in Mithila, and people of Mithila already knew about the beauty of Sita. It was that Rama's handsomeness was new to them. And everyone was enamored by that handsomeness. And that is where Tyagaya kind of creeps in to look at that lovely handsomeness and give it to us in his words. And in some other kritis which are related, as I told you, we may not be able to go through all the kritis, but in related kritis, he goes on to say, I would kind of, bring all the flowers and worship this handsomeness with all those flowers. Sarasiruka, Punnaga, Champaka, Patala, Kuravaka, Karavira, Mallika, Sukanta, Raja, Sumamula, Tulasi Dalamulache, Santoshamuka, Puchintu. I would bring all the flowers on earth and then perform a worship to you. And then he also says, can anyone describe Rama's beauty? Vachama kocharame manasa varnimpatharame Rama mahima. Can anyone explain? Can anyone describe Rama and his mahima, his beauty, his handsomeness? So now Rama and Sita, what happens subsequently?
माँ जानकी चटबट गा, 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 महाराजु वैती, महाराजु वैती, महाराजु वैती, माँ जानकी चटबट गा, महाराजु वैती, माँ जानकी चटबट गा। राजा राजवरा, राजा राजवरा, राजीवाक्ष विनु, राजा राजवरा, राजीवाक्ष विनु, राजा राजवरा, राजीवाक्ष विनु, राजा राजवरा, राजीवाक्ष विनु, रावणारियनि राजिल्लु कीर्तियु, रावणारियनि राजिल्लु कीर्तियु, माँ जानकी चटबट गा, महाराजु वैती, माँ जानकी चटबट गा। कानके गिया ज्ञामिरकमाया, करमुनिचि शिखी चिंतनेयुल्डी, कानके गिया ज्ञामिरकमाया, करमुनिचि शिखी चिंतनेयुल्डी, दानवुनि वेंटने चनि अशोक तरुमूल నుండి, దానవుని వెంటనే చని అశోక తరుమూల నుండి, వాని మాటలకు కోపగించి, వాని మాటలకు కోపగించి, వాని మాటలకు కోపగించి, కర్త వదించకనే యుల్డి, వాని మాటలకు కోపగించి, కర్త వదించకనే యుల్డి, శ్రీనాయక శ్రీనాయక యశముని కే గల్గ, శ్రీనాయక యశముని కే గల్గ, శ్రీనాయక యశముని కే గల్గ, జయలేద త్యాగరాజ పరిపాల, శ్రీనాయక యశముని కే గల్గ, జయలేద త్యాగరాజ పరిపాల, మాँ जानकी चटबट गा, महाराजु वैती,
Thank you. Every sequence of Rama's story has been visualized and lived through by Tyagaya. There are kritis which talk about how people rejoice on the wedding, and there are kritis which say, Patiki Mangala Harathire. You know, the wedding has been solemnized and please have the Harati done because the groom and the bride have come, and any number of songs. But then this sentiment gets completely embellished in this Ma Janaki Chetta Bhatta only because of you holding a hand, that you had the fortune of taking a hand, Chetta Bhattaka Maharaja Vaitivi. You're a Maharaja only because you're Sita's husband. And it's so heartening to know that in the charanam of this kriti, he has kind of brought in the sentiments of the people of this land. Now, before we go to the charanam, let's have a look at some of the Ramayana versions that we have. Now, I'm fond of looking at the anti-cockroach repellent that we have these days. Now, people would have looked at it and it's called Lakshman Rekha. You may remember that. But it's so surprising that this Lakshman Rekha stuff is not seen in Valmiki. I remember way back sometime in 1989, we had a Ramayana conference at a town called Karaikudi in Tamil Nadu, which was under the auspices of the Sahitya Academy. Dr. Panduranga Rao, who was the then chairperson of the Sahitya Academy, the president, kind of in a discussion, an informal discussion, said that he was a little scared of telling people that Valmiki Ramayana does not have the Lakshman Rekha incidents at all. So we asked him as to why he felt so. He said, see, it's gone into the faith of people. People believe that there was a Lakshman Rekha. But then Valmiki has not mentioned about this Lakshman Rekha. Kamba Ramayana does not have Lakshman Rekha. Even Tulsi does not have Lakshman Rekha. Now, where did this Lakshman Rekha stuff come? It probably came from some of the folk songs in the Telugu language. There is one folk song wherein the husband questions a wife. The wife would want to go to her father's place, and then the husband would say, "What do you think of me? You cannot kind of violate my order. Don't think that you're Sita, that you can violate the order. That's all. Violate the order. Whose order is not there?" But somewhere this crept in, and in the Ranganatha Ramayana, which is the Telugu Ramayana, you find Lakshman Rekha featuring. Probably in the Ramayana versions, Ranganatha Ramayana is the first Ramayana wherein the Lakshman Rekha features, and then subsequently it's found in the Odisha Giridhar Ramayana and in several other Ramayanas of the country. But that's crept into the minds of the people, and that's why we tend to call even the cockroach repellent as Lakshman Rekha. Unless it had gone into our minds, that name cannot survive. But what happened in some Ramayana versions was that the story got a small tweak. The story in that part where Ravana abducts Sita. Valmiki says Ravana reaches there as a Kapata sannyasi, and then carries away Sita. We all know this. Kambar makes a small tweak. In the Tamil Ramayana, you find it is not that Sita is just like that taken. In Valmiki, you will find Ravana kind of, holds her by her hair and then carries her on the Pushpaka Vimana. This is a very famous scene because even Ravi Verma, you can see, would have depicted it in his paintings. But then Kambar makes a small change. He kind of says, no, Ravana did not touch her like that. Instead, Ravana kind of, cut the entire mud. He took her along with the Parnashala and the mud on which the Parnashala, the soil on which the Parnashala was resting. So when she meets Hanuman in Ashokavana, she will say, see, I am sitting in that Parnashala which was built by Lakshmana. So this is the change that we find in Kambaramayana, which is supposed to have emerged in the 9th century. But then by the time the subsequent scholars came, there probably was a sentiment that they did not permit Sita, original Sita, to talk to Ravana. The nidus for this change is in Adhyatma Ramayana. In Adhyatma Ramayana, which is more of bhakti oriented, you find a small change. Rama would tell Sita, time has come. Lakshmana would have gone somewhere and Rama would tell her, time has come. I think now the Rakshasa would come and you will have to prepare yourself for that. And Sita will say, fine, she'll go in. And then after some time, the original Sita will disappear and go to the Agni Loka. And a Maya Sita or a Chaya Sita will come to the Parnashala. This is Adhyatma Ramayana. Now from Adhyatma Ramayana, Tulsidas picked up his string and he makes it very deliberate, like, when Lakshmana is leaving, he is forced to leave Sita alone. When he is lowing, the small change that happens from Adhyatma Ramayana to Ramcharitmanas, Lakshmana would kind of think of his fate and destiny and say, okay, Agni, wherever you are, you're supposed to be the Lokasakshi, please take care of Sita. And then Agni will come and hide himself behind a tree. That is when the Kapata Sannyasi would come. This Lokasakshi will know who's what. Immediately, Lokasakshi Agni would remove original Sita from there, put her in the Agni Loka and place a Maya Sita. So the story gets built up there. Ravana is not talking to my goddess Lakshmi. He has no eligibility to even see her. He is a Rakshasa. So it is that he is talking only to Chaya Sita or Maya Sita. And then at the end of it, when everything happens, Ravana is killed, there is Agni Pravesh, where Agni Deva will bring original Sita back and pull Maya Sita inside. Now this is the story chain that happens in later versions of Ramayana. You find either a Maya Sita or a Chaya Sita who would be there. And this story gets carried into the Sthala Purana of Tirumala. In Tirumala you have Padmavati Tayar or Mangatayaru. And you also have Mahalakshmi who is in Kolhapur. Mahalakshmi is Sita. She is in Kolhapur. And if you notice the wedding rituals of Tirumala Malayappa Swami, you will notice that Mahalakshmi will come all the way from Kolhapur and get the wedding solemnized and then go away. She will not stay. She will stay. You stay with your new wife and I am going away. And Padmavati is the new wife. And how does this come? The connection is when Chaya Sita was being taken back into fire, she has to go back. That time, Sita Mata is supposed to have asked Rama, This poor girl, she was there sitting in Ashokavana on my behalf. So isn't it correct that you marry her also? And Rama is supposed to have told, I cannot marry another woman in this birth, so let her wait for a subsequent birth when I'll come back. In the Kali Yuga, I'll come back as Srinivasa and she will be born as the daughter of Akasha Raja as Padmavati, and that time I'll marry Padmavati. So this is a kind of a faith which has gone into the minds of the people. People could not tolerate a Rakshasa talking to Sita. Now, Tyagaya takes this from the belief of people and takes another portion of Valmiki Ramayana and merges both in the charanam of this particular song. And what does the charanam say? He says, Kanaka yegi agnya miraka. Why have you become the Maharaja? Because of her. That is the Pallavi. Pallavi says, Maharaja Vaitivi. Why? Because Ma Janaki Chetta Battaka. You have caught her hands and she has had the large heart to catch hold of your hand, and that's why you have become a Maharaja. Otherwise, you would have been nothing. Generally this is the custom that we say, isn't it? A man is famous, he is big or whatever, and there is a woman behind. Now Tyagaraja says, the woman behind you is Sita. Only because of Sita you are this. And then he gives the reasons. He enumerates the reasons. He says, Kanaka egi agnya miraka. She came with you to the forest and she abided by all your orders. She did not violate any of your orders. She was just keeping dumb. And then, Maya Karamunuchi Shiki Chentana Undi. Maya Karam, she kept her Maya form there. And she also where was she? She was keeping herself, the original where? Shiki Chentana Undi. Shiki is fire. She was living in the Agniloka. She was living in the house of Shiki. And then as Maya Sita, what happened? Danavuni ventane Shani Ashokataru Moola Ashokataru, on the Ashokataru's where or the roots, on the Moolam, on that Moolam, Danavuni ventane Kani Ashokataru Moola She went and stayed there. And then what happened? Vani Matalaku Kobakinchi. That fellow, that Danavuni Vani Matalaku Kobakinchi. She got wild when he spoke all rubbish. She got wild. But then she did not burn him with her eyes. Kanta Vadiyinchakane Undi. Kanta Vadiyinchakane Undi. Now that is the most important point. Now I'm amazed when I read this particular charanam or hear the charanam being sung. I'm amazed because this is a conglomeration of so many things across. Now where is this coming from? This statement is when she was angry with whatever Ravana was telling, she kept quiet, tolerated. She did not burn him with her eyes. The implication is, if she had burnt him with her eyes, you had no chance of killing Ravana at all. There wouldn't have been any Ravana for you. So all your glory would not have been there. Your glory is because she controlled herself. Where this conglomeration comes? Probably from the Tamil Ramayana. Tyagaya lived, all of us know, in the Tamil land. And the Tamil Ramayana must have been popular at that time. And there was another poet by name Arunachala Kavirayar who lived probably, a contemporary to Tyagaya and other contemporaries of that age. This Arunachala Kavirayar composed a Nataka Kirtana. He took the Kambaramayan and made Nataka Kirtanas out of Kambaramayan. Now, in the Kambarama, there is a beautiful statement by Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna, we all know, was one who was sleeping for 6 months. So when Hanuman went there and, created all that wreck, burnt the entire city of Lanka, Ravana had a mantralochana and then called everyone, and that is when Kumbhakarna also came. And then Kumbhakarna asked him what happened. Ravana said, this is what happened. A monkey came and the monkey has burnt the entire thing. Okay, Kumbhakarna will say, no, leave Sita. This is not becoming of our heritage. You and me come from a very big lineage. We are the grandsons of sage Pulastya and we should not be behaving like this. Please let her go. And then go to sleep. He went off to sleep. Then after, when the war started, first day the war was over, Ravana was defeated, Ravana went back. Second day, he would give orders for Kumbhakarna to be woken up. So they'll wake up Kumbhakarna. His 6 months of sleep is still not got completed. Kumbhakarna will now come and ask, what happened? Ravana will say, the human beings have come and the Vanaras have come and we have a war. The first question Kumbhakarna would ask him, Thittiyin vidamanna karpin selviyai vittilayo. Translated, it means, have you not left that woman who's like the Drishti Visha snake? There was a snake by name Drishti Visha. Drishti is your vision and Visha is poison. This particular snake, if it lifts up its head and looks at a person, that person would be immediately burnt. So that is why it was called a Drishti Visha. In Tamil it becomes Thitti Vida. And the question that Kumbhakarna asks is, have you not left her who's like the Drishti Visha? Indirectly, there is another implication there. It is not only a plain question to Ravana, have you not left Sita? The question has a message. You idiot, she will not even look at you. Had she looked at you, you will not be alive now. You are alive now. Have you not left her? Drishtiyin vishamanna karpin selvi. Had she looked at you, you would have been killed. So why have you not left her? Now that is what he takes here. He says, Sita, even after getting angry with Ravana's words, she controlled herself and she did not burn Ravana. She did not burn Ravana. She could have burnt Ravana, but she did not. So all that is giving you the glory. Vani maataluku kobakinchi kanta vadiyinchakane undi. Without killing him, she was there. She could have killed him with her eyes. Sri Nayaka Yashamu Nike Kalga Jayaleda. She gave all that glory to you, all that yashas she gave to you. She controlled herself, and only because she controlled herself, you are what you are. And all your victory and all your glory is because of Ma Janaki Chetta Bhattaka. And that is why you are a Maharaja. And how beautifully he brings in all the Ramayana versions which have gone into the minds of the people. We find so many Ramayana versions, and people may wonder as to why so many versions. There's only one reason for that. Everyone who kind of lives through the Ramakatha feels that he or she is close to Rama and will have to be living in that time of Rama. This sentiment has created innovations. This sentiment has created all the kind of new versions of Ramakatha which are coming out even today. In the 20th century, there was a Nepali Ramayana which came up. And you know what the name of that, the title of that Ramayana is Mero Ram. He is my Ram. Comes from the Nepali language. So everyone has that closeness, and Tyagaya, who else than Tyagaya could have been much more closer? In other words, all of us want to be close to Rama, but then Rama probably wanted to be close to Tyagaya in the proximity of Tyagaya. Can we move to the next one?
అడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా అడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా నిన్నడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా నిన్నడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా నిన్నడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా అది మూల రామ సడలని పాపతి మీర కోటి సూర్య సడలని పాపతి మీర కోటి సూర్య సడలని పాపతి మీర కోటి సూర్య సర్వభౌమ సారసాక్ష సగుణ సర్వభౌమ సారసాక్ష సగుణ సర్వభౌమ సగుణ నడిగి సుఖములెవరను భవించిరిరా అది మూల రామ నీకే దయబూటి నీకే దయబూటి బ్రోతువో బ్రోవవో నీకే దయబూటి బ్రోతువో బ్రోవవో నీ గుట్టు బయలాయే సాకేత శ్రీ త్యాగరాజ వినూత సాకేత ధామ శ్రీ త్యాగరాజ వినూత సాకేత ధామ శ్రీ త్యాగరాజ వినూత స్వామి ఏటి మాయా ఓ రామ స్వామి ఏటి మాయా ఓ రామ స్వామి ఏటి వాడికి సుఖము లెవ్వరను భవించిరిరా అది మూల రామా.
This is a very different kriti. We may not be able to see all the Ramayana kritis because almost every kriti of Tyagaya talks of Rama in some way or the other. Of course, there are kritis on Shiva, on Krishna and all that. But nevertheless, Rama was everything to him. But here is a very different kriti where after all this, he has some kind of a question to Rama. Adigi sukhamula evvara anubhavimchiri Rama adimulamai. You know, the question is, anyone who asked you for anything, did they ever get that? This is a very funny thing. They asked for something and they never got. No, don't bother. I have water here. Don't worry. Adigi sukhamula evvara anubhavimchira adimulama Rama. They ask you for something, they never get it. You know what kind of an accusation on Rama? And for which he gives two examples. You know, somebody asked you for something. Asrayimchi varamatikina Sita ataviki ponaye. What did you do? She wanted to be with you. All that she asked you, Sita asked you that she should be with you. But then you made her go to the forest. You also went. But then all her request was she has to be with you. And for that you gave forest as a present. Okay, this is on one side. On the other side, there was one Rakshasi. Asaharana Rakasi Ishtamaduga. Rakasi is Rakshasi. Surpanaka asked for something. She wanted her wish to be satisfied. Asaharana Rakasi Ishtamaduga Apude Mukkupoye. For her, the nose went off. So, what kind of a person you are? If someone is asking you for something, you're not giving that at all. And Rama, what is this? I don't know. The last charanam that they sang, goes like this. Nike daya putti brotuvo brovavo. Either you will have some mercy on me, whether you will save me or you will not save me. I don't know. Brotuvo brovavo. Ni gutti bayalaye. And then he goes to dig, saying, in Tamil we say, kuttu adanju pochi. It means to say, all your, all that you are trying to hide, all your mischief is now out. And you may save me, you may not save me. But then, remember, all your mischief, all that you have been doing, all your atrocities are out. And the entire song is a kind of a listing of all these atrocities. Of course, the first charanam only relates to Ramayana. Subsequently, it becomes Krishnavatara and all that. But look at that sentiment. After all this, the Bhakta has that closeness and that proximity to say, come on, somebody asked you for something and you never gave that. That is the proximity that Tyagaraja had developed. And how he looks at it and says, Sita, who asked to be with you, but then you gave her the Atavi. And then in the subsequent charanas he says, Vasika Narada Mauni Varamaduga Vanita Ruputaye. Narada Muni asked for something, and instead of giving him that, you gave him a kind of a woman's garb. You made him become a woman. And then Durvasudu. Now this is typical Mahabharata. Asimchi Durvasudu Annamaduka Apude Mandamaye. This poor Durvasa asked for food. And what did you do? What did Krishna do? You remember that story where Durvasa came and then Draupadi had to cook, and then Krishna came to her help and kind of made Durvasa not have hunger. So he says, Durvasudu Annamaduga Apude Mandamaye. He became so dull that he did not even have appetite. So you find the sentiments of Tyagaya in such a way that he was living with Rama. Valmiki made Rama come to us, but then Tyagaya was living with Rama. Tyagaya was at the feet of Rama, and Tyagaya made Rama come to him. I'm sure Rama would have loved to be within Tyagaya's words, loved to be living in those lyrics, in those ragas, in that music. And that is it. Valmiki brought Rama, but then Tyagaya wrought Rama for himself. That I feel is what Tyagaya and Rama are. I don't think we can ever separate Tyagaya and Rama. Rama and Tyagaya are the same. And that is why Kanukontini, Nitichala Chugama, everything came because he felt Rama was everything for him and Rama was the wealth. In fact, in one of the Kritis, he has a question to say, question to ask and then subsequently say, what is this birth of mine? Why do I have a birth? If I have a birth, it should be that I should always be thinking of you. Yeti janmamiti O Rama. Yeti janmamiti entuku kalikenu. Yentani saritu. How long will I tolerate? How long will I be there without looking at you? And he says what all he wants to do to Rama. Satileni marakoti lavanyuni mati matiki juchi matalatani. I'll have to repeatedly keep looking at Rama's face, which is marakoti lavanya. Mara is Manmata, Cupid. And Koti Cupids cannot equate Rama's lavanya, and I'll have to keep looking at it. Mati matiki jusi matalatani taneketi janmamiti. If I cannot talk to him sitting in front of him, then why do I want this janma? Saraku mutyala hara yuramu palukaru momunu kannulara jutani tanaketi janmamiti. Now here is again Tyagaya's paradox. Saraku mutyala hara yuramu. That is fine. Rama is donning a pearl necklace, and that pearl necklace is dangling on the chest. Fine, that is fine. Now, at this level, if you're visualizing Rama, you can think of Rama with Sita, or you can think of a mature Rama who's kind of gracing all his devotees. But then look at the next line. Saraku mutyala hara yuramu palukaru momunu. You know, the face which just has milk, pouring out. In Tamil we say, Pal vadiyara moho. And it's such childish face. And what kind of a paradox? He is looking at childish face of Rama when Rama is grazing all his devotees. Palukaru momunu kannulara jutani danaketi janmamiti ho Rama. So for him, everything was Rama, and without Rama, there was no birth, there was no life, there was no swas, there was nothing for him. We'll go to the next song.
Durakuna ituvati seva durakuna ituvati ఎవదోరకు నా ఇటు వెట్టి ఎవదోరకు నా ఇటు వెట్టి ఎవదోరకు నా ఇటు వెట్టి దోరకు నా అల్పతపమోనరించిన 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 భూసురవరులకైన సురలకైన భూసురవరులకైన సురలకైన దోరకు నా ఇటు వెళ్ళి ఎవదోరకు నా ఇటు వెళ్ళి తామసగుణరహితమునులకు పొగడతరముగాకనే భ్రమసి నిల్వగా తామసగుణరహితమునులకు పొగడతరముగాకనే భ్రమసి నిల్వగా శ్రీమత్కనకపు తోట్లపైని చెలువంద కొలుందగా శ్రీమత్కనకపు తోట్లపైని చెలువంద కొలుందగా కామిత ఫలదాయకియో సీతా కాంతునికనియు పొగగా కామిత ఫలదాయకియో సీతా కాంతునికనియు పొగగా రామ బ్రహ్మ తనయుడు రామ బ్రహ్మ తనయుడు త్యాగరాజు కాపాడుచునుంచగా రామ బ్రహ్మ తనయుడు త్యాగరాజు కాపాడుచునుంచగా రాముని జగదుద్ధారుని సురరిపు భీముని త్రిగుణాతీతుని పూర్ణకాముని చిన్మయ రూపుని సద్గుణధాముని కనులాడ మదిని కనుగొనదోర కూనా ఇటు వెట్టి ఎవదోరకు నా ఇటు వెట్టి సేవా
That's the sentiment that all of us have at this point of time, isn't it? Dorakuna ituvanti seva. This particular kriti is quite a long kriti, and there are many things in this kriti. There are 3 charanas generally, and what my sisters sang are the last charana usually. Now, there's one other charana in between, like, which describes the entire set of ornaments which Rama is wearing. It goes on to say like this: Marakatamani Sannipadehambuna Merugu Kanaka Chelamu Sobilla Charanayuka Nakavali Kantulu. In both your feet, how the nails are shining. Chandru Billalanu Kera Vara Nupuramu Velluga. And the kind of, various waistbands and various anklets that you're wearing. And Karayugamuna Vajrabu Bhushanamulu Meraya. And in your hands also you're wearing so many of them, all those bhushanas. Uramuna Mukta Haramulu Mariyu. Uram is the chest, and on the chest you're wearing the pearl necklaces. Nuchitamaina Makara Kuntalambulu, all those kundalas that you're wearing. Chiru Navvulu Gala Vadanambunamu. And there is a small smile on your lips. And Gurula Thambu Kapolamu, your cheeks which are glowing, and close to the cheeks, the kundalas are kind of reflecting on your cheeks, so that is also giving you some kind of a glory. Guriyu Divya Palambuna Tilakamu, entire body of Rama which is being kind of adorned with different ornaments or all those embellishments. He keeps narrating all of them and then says, Merase Bhuvini Lavanya Nidini. These ornaments are not adding to your handsomeness. They are not adding to your beauty. You are there. You are the Bhuvi Lavanya Nidhi. You are the entire beauty chest of the world. The entire world's beauty chest is you, Lavanya Nidhi. And this Lavanya Nidhi is adding beauty to all those ornaments. And looking at those ornaments, he asks, Dorakuna ituvanti seva? Because I am looking at these ornaments which have drawn their beauty, their sparkle, their sheen from your beauty, your sparkle, and your sheen. And that, the ultimate sentiment that Tyagaya possessed, Rama, you are the Lavanya Nidhi of Bhuvi. And the same line can be interpreted another way also. After all, Bhuja is Sita. So you are the Bhuvi Lavanya Nidhi will also mean you are Sita Rama, and you are the Lavanya Nidhi, the Lavanya treasure of the entire universe. We can go on and on. As I told you, Tyagaya is one big ocean, or maybe as our tradition says, all the 7 oceans put together. Ramayana is another 7 oceans put together, and Valmiki is again 7 oceans put together. I'm really, inadequate with words to say even small bits, small droplets from these oceans. I would only request all of you that please consider, when you go to the temple consecration, when you go to the Kumbhabhishekam of any temple, we only long for a few drops of water. Not for the entire kalasha with water, but then we ask for a few drops of water. So please take it that we only had a few drops of water today but then those drops of water give us all that glory and whatnot that we aspire for. May Sant Tyagayya, may Valmiki, may Sita Rama shower their blessings on all of us. Thank you very much, and my pranams to all those who came along with me in this journey. Thank you.
Ma'am, please have a seat. I feel I'm inadequate of speaking after what ma'am has spoken. Really want to say, Endaro Mahanubhavalu Andariki Vandanamalu. The Mahanubhavalu today is definitely here with us on the stage. The kind of insights she got in the last 1.5 hours was so dense that I think I'm still processing the kind of information you've shared with us, ma'am. And I'm sure for the musicians too, but as somebody who is deep into history, it changes our perspectives towards how we look at things. The kind of methodologies, the historiography that was gotten on the most simplest of things. You've spoken about Valmiki and Tyagaraja today, but you also went on to shun on a lot of myths that the popular narratives have been talking of. The most popular being Lakshman Rekha, and how it also gets into media and probably becomes a norm. I mean, also questioning a norm today that people have thought is the truth, is the biggest challenge. And the Lakshman Rekha episode was really, really interesting, that it neither exists in Valmiki nor the most popular Ramayana, that was Ramcharitamānasa. And when we speak of historiography, that you also spoke of Maya Sita, of how it doesn't exist in Valmiki but exists in Ramcharitamānasa. And coming to Tyagaraja, how you see the reflections of definitely a great amount of Valmiki, but you also see these vernacular versions, and how everybody wants to associate with the Ramayana. I had done a very small study on this 2D temple paintings in Rajasthan called Phad. There is a specific part within the larger narrative of this worship of Pabuji, who's a folk deity there, where one aspect of it exactly replicates the Ramayana. Why do we do this juxtaposition? I feel, is for the larger acceptance. So when you say even the Nepali version of Ramayana is Mero Ram, is we all want to own the story. And everything that was put across, we could see the Ramayana trickle down through Tyagaraja's works. I was hoping that you've come till literally from the Kanda to Kanda, episode by episode, till the marriage, and then I thought we will have more coming. And I know unfortunately because of lack of time, you had to stop. I would say, ma'am, thank you so much for enlightening us with this beautiful session today and for your time. On behalf of Ranjani Memorial Trust and the town of Udupi and all of us here, I would really like to thank you for your time, and I would request our President, Professor Aravinda Hebbar sir, to come on the dais and speak a few words. Yes, sir. I should not miss, because it's our homegrown talent. Archana and Saman, we very beautifully emulated everything that ma'am had to say, was very soulfully sung by Archana and Saman. We thank you so much.
Thank you, Preet. We have Professor M.L. Samaga in the audience, who is considered as Rama in the Yakshagana field, one of the most celebrities in the Yakshagana field, who has done demonstrations in Music Academy also about Yakshagana. He is my principal where I worked, and he is an English professor. I would like him to speak a few words.
Namaste. In Kannada, there is one of the poets says, Tinikidanu Paniraya Ramayanada Bharadali. There are too many Ramayans, so I am writing Mahabharata Kumara Vyasa. And today, for the first time in my life, I feel like sucking the breast milk of Goddess Saraswati, not one breast, but two breasts. You know, Saraswati has Sahitya and Sangeeta. And all these years we listen to the songs. Unfortunately, I don't know Tamil. And most of the songs are either in Tamil or Telugu. So we miss the Sahitya bhaga of the compositions. And it's only today that we could enjoy both. And many, many thanks to you. And it was quite insightful and revealing also. Because Ramayana is written, as you said, even today. And I come from Yakshagana background where, we act the characters and we interpret the songs. And today what you have done is, in a way, the interpretation or the explanation of the meanings of the song. This is something great. I think this is what we have missed so far. And as we grow older, we start dreaming more and more. Yes, sir. Dreaming in the sense, why can't we arrange a series of lectures by people like you? Wherein you have made comparison between Tyagaraja Ramayana and Valmiki Ramayana. I was recently reading a Kannada translation of Marathi Ramayana, Narvekar or somebody. There are many, Vastava Ramayana, so many. And he says Vasudeva Murthy has it translated into Kannada. Ramayana vandu hasa odu, a new reading to Ramayana. Every scholar tries to see something new in the Ramayana. There are so many things. And one interesting fact that you have made today is that everybody wants to have Rama close to his heart. I think in the Indian psyche that is there. Indian psyche. If in the coastal Karnataka here, we have one kind of Bhuta worship. And in the Naga worship, it is not enough if you worship Naga, Murti or Mandala. We want some human being to play the possessed person, Nagapatri. The reason is, that the God comes very close to us. And many times we argue with the God. Exactly. We talk with the God. If you want to pass a distinction, the Bhuta here says, you must offer me 10 cocks. Or some special puja. And the devotee says, no. He's arguing with the God only. I can't afford. So everybody wants to bring our God to very close to our heart. And whether Rama is God or a human being, because Atmanam Manusham Manye and so many things. So when you read Valmiki's Ramayana, most of the critics say he is a man elevated to a noble level, a superhuman being. So we bring God to our level, or we elevate the human beings to the level of God. So I think that is where the difference between Valmiki Ramayana and Tyagaraja Ramayana. Time was very short today. Of course, I know Mahabharata, you have accepted lectures on Mahabharata spreading into three years. So you may not find. So what I regret is that we have. Hmm?
We have not heard so far.
Yeah. We were not aware of this kind of scholarship. So, for the first time, we are experiencing something new which we have not felt so far. Only thing that at some scholarly assembly, those who make a serious study of the Ramayana, I think they should listen to you. And I don't know when you will find one more occasion here in Udupi where many people make their effort to listen to you. But anyway, we are grateful to you. It was a really a revealing, insightful speech on Ramayana, especially Valmiki Ramayana. I mean, there is still more. There are many things to compare between the second half, after Rama goes to Vanavasa. Many things, It may once again require a series of your lectures on many Ramayanas. So, on behalf of the people who have come here, and I think it is recorded.
Yes,
so, later on, people may, by chance, may listen to you in the YouTube, and it is a quite revealing thing. We are grateful to you, and I'm speechless. Thank you.
I have not seen Professor M.L. Samaga speaking like this so far. I have been with him since 40 years. I have not seen him speaking from his heart like this. He is a Yakshagana performer and one of the very sought after artists here. And because of Yakshagana, we have learned the insights of Ramayana or Mahabharata, whatever, in more meaningful ways. When you just brought these different Ramayanas to Tyagaraja and amalgamated those things, we are really, our heart and throat both becomes choked. I'm very extremely glad, madam. I wanted to tell my friends here that there is a speaker like this, whom I have engaged myself in totally in a very normal function, not at RK, but I do not know. I want you to come here at least once in a year. If at all you are willing, I will arrange the talk, either here or in my house. But barring all your accolades apart, I am humbly requesting you, you may please agree and go over here to give some insights of all our Indian heritage cultures. Thank you, madam, very much. Krishna should definitely call you here again and again so that we will listen to you. As a token of our love and respect, I would like to just extend you one Sundara Hanuman painted by my wife a few years back, which I have kept it reserved for wherever I fall at the feet of persons who are just dragging me to them. So on that behalf, on trust behalf, and on behalf of all the people who have listened to you, not listened, you have brought them to you. We were with you. You were with Tyagaya. Tyagaya was with Rama, and we feel that we are with Rama. So please accept our token of our love and respect. history book, Ways and Byways of History, by my brother, who is a historian, remote, but wonderful book. You should read that. Definitely. Thank you very much. ಅರ್ಚನಾ ಮತ್ತು ಸಮನ್ವಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಥರದ ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅವರು ಹಾಡಿದಾಗ ಕನಕೇಗಿ ಯಜ್ಞ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸರಿಯಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಜ್ಞ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಕಾಲಿತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಥವರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅವರು ಬರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಅನುಷ್ಠಾನಕ್ಕೆ ತರಬೇಕು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿ. ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ,
ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಭಾಗ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಂಗೀತಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ವಿಷಯ ಇದು ಇರಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕಾಣಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಸಂಗೀತ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಇರಬಹುದು. ಅದೇ ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ, ಇದನ್ನು ರೀಚ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಥದ್ದೊಂದು ಟ್ರೆಂಡ್ ತಂದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ
it is the need of the hour, sir. It is the need of the hour. So, from Udupi we will start. Yes. Thank you, madam. Namaste.
As we have enjoyed these layers of looking at music and at the compositions that ma'am has given us these insights that there is much more to a composition, our first half of the day comes to an end. Ivattu Sanje 5:15 we have a vocal concert by Vidwan Bharat Sundar, accompanied by L. Ramakrishnan on the violin and Delhi Sairam on the mridangam. We hope to see you all at 5:30 this evening. Namaskara.
R. K. Ramakrishnan sir, koti pranama for having brought her here and made me so much proud now. Thank you very much, sir.